What's up YouTube? It's Ken again. Thank you for stopping by the channel. In this video, I've got a standing desk. Actually, it's upside down right in front of me. And the keyboard tray is really damaged. It basically has come apart where it attaches to the desk itself. And I'm going to look at this and try and repair it. I don't know if I'll be successful or not because a lot of this particle board here has really torn away. But I'm going to take this off and the other side as well because they're both broken and take a look. All right, so these are little hex inserts, it appears. And I suppose that there is some good news in that the ones in the back are not too terribly damaged. The ones here, though, in the front, they are pretty badly damaged. So I'm going to get a set of Allen keys to turn that out. These are SAE keys. I should have grabbed the metric. Looks like a 5/16, no, 3/16. Looks like a 3/16 pulls them out. All right, so that's one insert right there. And there's our second insert right there. Okay, and what I'm gonna try and do to repair this is pop in a dowel. Essentially, I wanna get one that's just a little bit bigger than this, that fits into the hole here, and I might have to drill it out a little bit. But I'll pop in a dowel and then saw it off. And hopefully that will give these something to bind back into. I'll have to drill it again after I do that, but one step at a time here. I gotta get some glue. All right, Type Bond 2. You don't need anywhere near that much. I think quarter is gonna be too small. What are my other options in here? I've got a 5/16 and a 3/8. It looks like the 5/16 might work, but that's still a little bit small. I mean, it's almost the exact size. I think I'm gonna have to go with a 3/8 inch. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get a 3/8 inch drill bit to cut into that a bit. There might be a better way to fix particle board like this, but I'm just really looking for functionality. Don't want to drill all the way through. Just want to get in there so that dowel has something to bind to. I'm going to use a multi-tool to actually cut the dowel once I get it glued in there. I'll cut it flush, basically. Just going to pick out a decently sharp blade. Okay, that's ready to go. Just going to douse the bottom of the dowel in some glue. And push it in. Now, if I didn't have like a whole bucket full of these, I would just cut this off and use the other end on that side. But I'm just going to grab a new one to save some time in this case. And I'm just going to wipe up the excess glue. All right, I'm going to throw away this towel, and I'm going to give this about 30 minutes or so to set up. Another way I could have fixed this too is just by offsetting where these inserts are. So instead of like, you know, right there, I could have moved them out a bit. It pretty much has to be on the same y-axis, but you can't really adjust it side to side just because of the length of the keyboard tray. Unless I modified the tray or something like that. This wasn't a bad $120 stand-up desk, but I pushed down on that tray enough times to where, you know, it broke right at the particle board. So yeah, we're gonna let that set up and I'll be back. All right, it's actually been a few hours. I don't know exactly how many, but I'm gonna take the multi-tool and I'm gonna buzz these down, cut them flush. And then actually what I decided to do, I'm gonna just use this plastic wood, basically wood filler. I think that'll get into those crevices really well. It's not to make it aesthetically pleasing. I really don't care about that. And also, I don't know that these are gonna make any structural difference, but it can't hurt is my rationale with that. All right, so I'm going to start cutting. I'm just going to keep this very flush. Nice and easy. And now for the next one. All right, now it's time to use the wood filler. And really, I'm just going to fill it in and scrape off the excess. You could sand off the excess normally, but in an application like this, I wouldn't think that that would be the best idea. All right, and then to the extent possible, I'm going to just wipe it off of the surrounding area. All right, good enough. I'm gonna let that all set up. Okay, it's the next day and I'm gonna clean up the wood filler and see if I need to apply a second layer, but just looking at it, I don't really think I do. There's a little piece sticking out right here. I'm gonna try and actually cut that off. I think I'll use the multi-tool for that. Figured that that would just be the easiest way to handle that. Okay, now I need to take these inserts and figure out what size bit to use. I want something just a little smaller. This is how I do it anyway. I take the drill bit and I put whatever the screw in this case is behind it, and I want to just see the threads, not the bit itself. Not the screw itself. I guess you would call it the shank, or the core of it. This one looks about right. It's a 1/4 inch. So, I am going to drill, not very deeply. And that's in the way, so I'm going to have to try and raise this. There we go. Raises up nice and tall, so it's convenient. This one might be a little more solid. We'll grab our Allen key. This one looks like it's going to be more solid than that one felt. And try and push down to give it more to bite into. It's like it's not biting well. Maybe now it is. Yeah, now it is. Pushing down was the right call. Yeah, I think this one's a lot more solid. I was very firmly in that dowel. I'm going to call that flush enough. Let's see. That's tight. This can still turn, but I don't want to strip out. Oh yeah, it's not quite in there yet. I don't want to pop that back one out by putting pressure on this anymore. That might just have to be the way it is. This one's nice and flush, this one not so much. Again, I don't want to pop that back one out. If you do this, I would recommend making sure that you get it exactly dead on. Not quite like I did, but again. All right, this is take like 4, 5, I don't know. I've got another 3/8 inch dowel in here. So we'll cut that flush as we've been doing. I will say the one nice thing about wood, in my opinion, it's pretty forgiving. Like you wouldn't think it is, but with the advent of glue and dowels, like in this case, it is quite forgiving. All right, I got to make sure I've got a 1/4 inch bit in here, which I believe I do. I do. Okay. Now, what I've been doing is lining this up in order to get a good mark. I have this one right, so honestly I could probably just drill right in the center of that 3/8 inch dowel and be right on the money, but I'm not taking a chance. This is already in over here and I'm not messing with that. Okay, fairly tight up there. All right, 3 screws should be plenty. Now let me take my pick, and I am just marking the very center of this hole here. It's hard to do because it's hard to see, but. All right, 1/4 inch bit going in. Yeah, that's good. All right. Might be about as good as I can get it. It is right on the money, so that's good. Let's see if I can get it to go down just a hair more. No, it's starting to strip. All right, I'm gonna call that good. It's a little proud on this side here, but barely. So I'm very happy with that. It's a lot better shape than it was in, for sure. So let's get this back on. Perfect fit, nothing's buckled. Yeah, so, you know, the moral of this story is if at first you don't succeed, try again. I do find wood to be pretty forgiving. All right, so here's the finished product. You can see I didn't drill through the desk any. There's no marks over here or over here where I was putting the screw in. Yeah, I don't see anything. This looks really good. So all that said, I'm gonna get this set back up because it's a work day coming up, just in time to use it. And I'll report back or put a description in if I break this again, but I was really just pushing down on that keyboard tray a lot. And of course, this is just particle board. It's a great desk, but yeah, I mean, it has its limits, and they say the instructions don't push down the keyboard tray. So, you know, I did, and here we are. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, informative, or entertaining, please consider giving me a thumbs up. And in addition to that, please also consider subscribing to the channel so that you see more content. And as always, please post comments down below if you have any comments, questions, or concerns. Thanks for watching. Peace.